if I were to put myself in that position where I couldn't have a child without somebody else's help, I would want someone to be there for me. So I have the ability to do that, and I love the opportunity. My name is Ceili Quigley, and I live in Waterbury, Vermont. My first surrogacy was for two dads who live in France, which is funny because I started off this process thinking I want to do it for someone local. But Jess was amazing, and she's like, I found this perfect couple who I think you're going to just mesh well together. And before we met them, I was like, right, I only want to transfer one embryo. I'm like, I don't think I could handle twins or triplets. And then I walked in and met them and hugged, and it was just such a great connection that right away I was like, okay, we're transferring two. And it was nice having the dads here, but then also nice having like them be just so trusting of me while they're back in France going through this whole process and really like caring for their babies. And they came over for the 20-week ultrasound, so we got to see them, and they talked about the names and the nursery and talked about their parents, and then they were able to come back over for the birth, but got delayed because the babies decided to come early. So I got to spend the night with the babies, which was like a lovely kind of ending to that process, and then hand them back to their dads afterwards. There are 3 total journeys that I've completed. The first one was the first transfer it took, and 2 babies came from that. The second journey I had, we actually did 3 transfers, and none of them were successful. So it was heartbreaking, and we were just able to really come together, and it was kind of a quicker ending than we had all expected, but we still communicate once a year with the family. So that was just kind of showed me the other side of surrogacy. My third surrogacy journey, I met this couple, and it was like right when COVID was happening, so it was like a very kind of quick and then slow start. But it was great because I got to know the couple throughout the year. We texted, we emailed, we called, and it really gave us a great opportunity to build this relationship. She had gone through a pregnancy before, and we were also dealing with that pregnancy loss, and then going into this where someone else was carrying a baby or 2 babies for you. And I wasn't really sure how that was gonna go because I had only worked with 2 dads. So the mom was in the room with me when I had this C-section, and I got to watch her go back and forth and just see this immense joy where she sees her babies in person, earthside, and there's like no other words to describe how amazing that feels. We still text every couple of weeks. We are very close. She was very thankful, and I was just really thankful that she like allowed us to have that open relationship. I wasn't really sure what surrogacy was in the beginning. When I got into that, I was like, you know, I'm okay with the parents making the decisions, whether it's going to be an open relationship and how much communication they want to have throughout this. And then the first journey just blew it out of the water. I was like, this is amazing. I love having these relationships with these families. And in the end, like, I didn't miss the babies, I missed the families as a unit. I love that feeling of being able to help families grow. And so possibly one more in the future. As a surrogate, people have a lot of different misconceptions. They think that you're gonna just miss these babies like your own. And that's one thing I love to clear up with people. Like, from the beginning, it's not your baby. You're not planning a name and a nursery and all this. We call it extreme babysitting, and we look at it from that end. And it really helps people understand like a little bit more. It's not your baby, and you're going through this with another couple. Intended parents, I hear a lot that they're like, oh, what if the surrogate's gonna wanna keep the baby on both sides? And really, the most magical moment in this is handing their babies back over to them in the end. So it's the complete opposite of what some people may think. You know, there's just something in our hearts as we go through this that we know we're not giving up a baby, we're giving the baby back. It was never ours to begin with. You know, we provide this safe, growing space that babies can be in those 9 months, and then we give them back to their families. So we're never giving up anything. And in fact, I feel like our family has grown with these families because we still get to see these babies. And if we didn't, that would be up to the families, but it's amazing watching them grow. And I've never felt like I've given anything up. I've just gained so much from the surrogacies that I've done. Having twins was a big question a lot of people have brought up, and I think that I thought it was something that was totally off limits at first, but I think once I got into it, having twins was like, I don't think I'd have it any other way now. I think it was an amazing journey, and just going into this, I would just say, just be open to whatever, you know, your journey has.